Okay, what's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday in transit edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, Parish Construction and Roofing. If you need an orthopedist, go to Brock. You need a roof, call Parish. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. Restored Motions, restoredmotions.com. And On Fire Athletes, platform going on fireathletes.com. Everything's scrolling there at the bottom. Make sure you check it out. Okay, y'all, we're in transit because we do LSU football spring practice. Ooh, beautiful. The azaleas are blooming here in the front of the neighborhood. Love this time of year. You know, I love azaleas because they're gorgeous. It's just such a bummer that they only last for like a week. I mean, it's beautiful. The stretch of the neighborhood, whenever I'm driving out and the azaleas are blooming, it is gorgeous. Like, if you could make it look like this all year, it'd be incredible. We get like a week. Anyway, all right. We'll say some good mornings here, but I am in the car on the road to football practice. They let us in at 9:40. Practice set to begin 10-ish. So we'll have 15, 20 minutes here while I drive out to campus, and then we'll shut it down. As soon as practice is over, I will have a practice report, both at louisianasports.net, if you'd rather read it, and at Locked on LSU, if you'd rather watch or listen, YouTube or podcast. So make sure you check that out. All right, y'all. LSU baseball gets a win. They beat Missouri 12-5. Did my full recap at Locked On. If you haven't seen it yet, please go check that out. But thought Cade Anderson was great. Second inning was a little choppy. Needed 19 pitches to get through the second inning. But it's remarkable that even though he needed 19 pitches to get through the second inning, he was still able to get through 6 1/3 at 94, 95. I think 95 pitches was the final number there. So 11 strikeouts, just 2 walks. You know, only really got into trouble there in that second inning. You know, the sac fly in the 7th was charged to Anderson, so he allowed 3 runs. But, you know, man, I thought he was really good. Connor Binge came in, walked a guy, worked around it, gave up the back-to-back homers in the 8th. But Primo and Cowan next were really good. So it was good to see. And none of the guys you used, I think the most was, Binge threw 17 pitches, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not looking at the box score right now. But anyway, so all those guys will be available again this weekend. Huey Miller while I'm at a red light. Brennan, Brad, Doki, Thomas, Kevin, Chef. What up, y'all? Thanks for being there with us here this morning. So good win for the Tigers. How about, thinking about it, as impactful as Hernandez's home run was, and it was because it tied the game at 2 after they had taken a 2-0 lead. Milam's big blast at the end, Curiel, the bases clearing triple, all impactful moments. I keep coming back to Jake Brown the more I've thought about the game. Brown didn't start, and I know why. I mean, they're throwing 3 lefties this weekend, and Jay wanted to stack the lineup with righties. So you saw Braswell start at third. You saw Fry DH. So, and then Pearson went into left as a veteran guy in the opening weekend of SEC. So I kind of get that. But, man, they put Brown in whenever when Missouri made a pitching change and went to the righty, they put Brown in, and all he did was go 2 for 2 with 4 RBI. Double, single, and a sac fly. I mean, he was awesome. So, and he's your best defensive right fielder as well. I got to have Jake Brown in my lineup every day. And I think it comes down to Brown's going to be in your – look, you want to give him a day off on a Tuesday against Nichols? Okay. But I need Brown in the lineup every day otherwise. And if you want to go lefty-righty with Fry and Pearson at DH, fine. But I think that's your options. Brown's got to be out there every day. Hey, James, good morning. Survivor's remorse, so LSU not having a spring game. No, they're going to do an open practice, which kind of thought that when we got our media availability email, and so we get an email with all the dates of practice, right? What our availability is. It didn't say on April, I think it's April 12th, right? It didn't say spring game. It said open event or something like that. It was basically a placeholder for whatever they were going to do, in the likelihood that they didn't play a spring game. So I'm not surprised that they're not going to play a spring game, and I'm okay with it. I'm curious Brian Kelly's explanation. Not that I believe, listen, they can do whatever they want. There's nothing to suggest you have to have a spring game. I think spring games are largely worthless anyway. They've become largely worthless. You know, in the era where you would see ones versus ones, twos versus twos, you know, and you actually looked like a scrimmage, that was great. They don't do anything that resembles that anymore. So it's controlled situational practices. I mean, if you remember, I think last year they even did that, or 2 years ago, where they were just practicing for the first hour, and then they had like a scrimmage period. So whatever, you know, I'm not super bummed about it. Oh, but what I was going to say was the interesting thing is I remember, I think it was Matt Rule who said Matt Rule at Nebraska now, said he didn't want to have a spring game because he didn't want other coaches poaching his talent. Like, oh, look, David DeLucci, council member at large. David DeLucci's running for St. George City Council. Anyway, I just saw DeLucci for City Council sign. Oh, Matt Rule, sorry. So it's like he didn't want, so if the spring game's on TV and his twos and threes are out there and they play really well or something like that, doesn't want other coaches watching then trying to poach him in the portal. So maybe there's some truth to that. I don't know. But look at all the David DeLucci signs. Wow. They're everywhere. Stretch of Highland Road right here. Luch got a lot of friends and supporters. I love Luch. Great guy. I'll vote for him. I don't know if I get to vote. Do I get to vote? I think I live in St. George. I still say Baton Rouge. I don't say St. George. I'm proud to be from Baton Rouge. But shout out to all the people who want to be St. George. I'm good either way. I don't know that. Unless if St. George gives me better options for my child. That's about the only thing I would care about. Right. Hey, Tim, good morning. Mojo, good morning. Soki, another interstate pileup this morning. Oh, gosh. Man. I'll be careful on the road, man. Like, when Terry was doing kick rocks yesterday, I told a story like a couple days ago. This would have been Thursday. I'm going down I-10 and I'm going to work downtown, right? I'm going to the office, and they're moving a big piece of equipment, so it's taking up 2 lanes, right? And so the truck that's carrying the oversized load is taking up the center lane and the right lane. Fine, I get it. I mean, I still think you should move those things at 2 in the morning. I know that y'all told me they can't do it at night. I'm like, why not? Have a lead car with some lights, have the big load following, one behind it, whatever. Anyway, well, there was like a truck following the oversized load, but that truck following the oversized load is riding the line in the center lane and the left lane. So now they're blocking all 3 lanes unnecessarily. The oversized load needed 2 lanes. Okay. And you could have a truck following for safety, making sure people are at a distance. Okay, I get that. But there's no reason for that truck to be blocking the left lane as well, when anyone could safely pass, which is what I was trying to do. So I'm like riding this guy's tail. Finally, he moves over so I can pass. And he's, it's one of those trucks where he's got the horn that you pull. So he starts doing that as I'm passing him. I'm flipping him the bird. I'm like, bleep you, a-hole. Like, what are you talking about? There's no reason for you to be blocking the left lane and slowing up. Like, to move this piece of machinery does not require you taking up all 3 lanes on the interstate going 30 miles an hour. You're ruining everyone else's day. You need 2 lanes, fine, but let everybody else go in the left lane. We're good. Anyway. Hey, Chance. First group you plan to watch in practice. So, good question. Probably depends on how they're formatted, like when we get in there and what they're doing. But I will probably want to check on, I'll probably kind of look at attendance first. Y'all know I've talked about a bunch. I'm most interested in the offensive line, so I want to see if there's any changes to the rotation on the offensive line. The last couple of times there's been media availability. DJ Chester's been the first center, and Braylon Moore's been second. So I'm curious to see. In the first day, like last Saturday, again, there's no media availability, but people who were there saw Braylon Moore running with the ones, and Chester was the first team right guard. So I'm curious at that. Nick Anderson, the transfer receiver from Oklahoma, had battled an injury last year at OU. He's been dressed, but hasn't been participating. So I'm curious to see that. And then safety, Jordan Gilbert. I'm curious if he's been out there. Word was he was not out there on, I guess it was yesterday. It was Friday. Was the last media avail they had. So I'll be curious at that. And then just get a look at all the new guys, transfers, the freshmen. Excited to see Harlan Berry run around a little bit. All the transfer wideouts, the defensive linemen. I think I told you this. We were supposed to get the full practice today because of the weather, and they were expected to move inside. They switched it to only giving us the 20-25 minutes today, and Tuesday is going to be the full practice that we get to see. So I'm going to have to shuffle some things on my day on Tuesday to make sure I get there. But so we're not going to get a full practice. So I get only about 20 minutes today. So, anyway, Quayne, what's up, man? Good morning. Good to see you. Jeremy, thanks for being there. Yeah, if there's anything y'all are interested in, please drop a note and let me know. Like, if there's anything y'all are interested in me keeping an eye on, I'll gladly look. Drop a note in your comments and let me know. Hey, 122 watching live, thank you so much for that. Please smash the like button if you would, subscribe to the channel. Facebook, like the page, share the post. As always, appreciate y'all for being there with us. Brought to you by Brock. Remember, y'all mark this date if you haven't yet. May the 10th. May the 10th is the game day prep event over at Brock on Bluebonnet. So it's free physicals for every student, grades 6 to 12, for the sports season. I read a red light. Make defense great again. It's Welton Spotsville season. Never forget. That was the one where we got to watch all the drill scrimmages. Got lit. What up, Cal? Good. What's up, man? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Brett, Bubba, Randy, Thad. Good to see everybody, man. Brett, what can Brown do for you? Like UPSC delivers. Franco Nation, Brown over Pearson. Like, my thing is, Club, what up, man? So my thing is not necessarily Brown over Pearson. If you want Josh, like in right field, absolutely. Jake Brown is your best right fielder. This is not debatable. Your best defensive outfield is Curiel, Stanfield, Brown. That's not debatable. There is no argument to the contrary. That is your best defensive outfield. So, but if you're just thinking about offense as well, okay, you can have the conversation. But Brown has to be in the line. If anything, I would say I would rather you move. I know we've seen like when they put Larson in left to get enough left-handed batter in a lineup and Curiel goes to center, Brown and right, so Stanfield comes out. Like that's an option. Or you could move Brown to center and put Pearson in right if you wanted to put Pearson in the field. My point is Brown needs to be in there every day. Brown in right, and then Pearson Fry could be your DH candidates based on lefty-righty. If you're facing a righty, then you let Pearson DH. If you're facing a lefty, you want to give Fry an opportunity, cool. It'll be interesting this weekend because all 3 starting pitchers from Missouri are lefties. So does that mean Fry is going to start 3 games this weekend at DH? maybe. And I know Jay's high on him, but somebody's getting ready to move a house, or maybe they're moving a house in right there. Anyway, look, the bottom line is Jake Brown was top prospect in your class last year. Took him a little while to get going. He's very good at the end of the year, and he's picked up where he left off. I just don't see the point in sitting Jake Brown ever. Like, I would write Jake Brown in the lineup every day like I'm writing Bear Jones and Stephen Milam and Derek Curiel in their name on the lineup card every day. I would write Jake Brown's lineup card every day. I get that Jay is trying to play a lot of people, but that is the difficult part about when you recruit the way they did. Freshman class portal, you're trying to get a whole bunch of dudes playing time and keep a whole bunch of guys happy. And it's not like football, man, where you can just rotate guys interchangeably in a series. You can alternate series with running backs, whatever, alternate plays. Just you can't do that in baseball. So, anyway. Hard to keep everybody happy, man. You know, I'll be curious. I think I said this last night on Locked On, and I'll be curious to see if in the future Jay takes this approach. But do we see an eventuality where they, where maybe you don't go take 10 transfers, 12, you know, like maybe you position players, maybe it's a thing where you take 3 or 4 really impactful guys. Like Dickinson, impactful guy. I think about like Liam Doyle at Tennessee this year, who went from Ole Miss, lefty, who's their Friday night guy. I didn't see the score. Somebody dropped that score. I didn't see the Florida-Tennessee score last night. Someone dropped that in there if you got it. But like, that's a massively impactful transfer. Like Paul Skeen was a massively impactful transfer. Tommy White, massively impactful transfer. Like, you think about a lot of guys up and down the lineup: Hernandez, Yaman, Stanfield. Yaman hasn't played this year. I think he's going to redshirt. But a lot of them are like really good players. You understand? They're like really, really good players. But are they like massively impactful guys? I think that's kind of the question. Hey, Amy Hyde, good morning. Randy Jones, Houdat Tigers, what up, y'all? Justin, where are you going? I'm going to LSU football practice. Scooter, good morning. Weather looking not as bad. It's overcast here. I'm on campus now. I'm passing by the box right now. See it? I don't know if y'all can see it. So I'm passing by the box right now. Anyway, so the LSU got football practice this morning, and we have media availability. It's supposed to rain in the midday hours. I think I look like from like noon to 4. So all the weather's supposed to be out of here by the time for the game tonight at 6. So it shouldn't have any problem there. They are, the lights are on the practice field. So we got the alert that they're starting practice outside today. But if it starts raining, they'll move inside. But so I guess they're not letting us in at the beginning. I guess they're already out there. Maybe they're starting at 10. I don't know. So anyway, all right, y'all, we're about to wrap this thing up. My apologies if I missed you. Hey, again, reminder, Brock, you need North Peach, go to Brock, you need a roof, call Parrish, parrishbuilt.com. A lot of bad weather coming through today. If you have issues with your roof, you know the drill. Give us a shout, parrishbuilt.com, parrishbuilt.com. Remember, Unique Physique, semaglutide, tirzepatide, the weight loss shots everybody talk about. Unique Physique, uniquephysique.com. No lowest prices, never any contracts. And man, oh God, parking lot's packed. What's going on over here? This is crazy. Anyway, Oh my God. What in the world's going on? It's like the whole team parked over here? What are we doing? All right, I got to hoof it, y'all. All right, let's wrap this thing up, y'all. I got to get going. Y'all have an awesome day. Blessings. Peace.